Larry from the Brewed Palate. We're here at the Singlecut Beersmiths in Astoria, Queens, a brewery that just opened its doors about a week and a half ago on December 8th, 2012. I'm here with its owner and founder, Rich Buceta. How long did it take this brewery to be put together and built before you opened a week or two ago?
That's a long story. A long time. Well, relatively long time. I mean, we started the construction here in March. This building was just 4 walls. It was a warehouse. There was nothing in here, which was ideal for us. We didn't want to do a lot of demolition. So, we had to put in everything you see. We started with the floor, which is putting in all the floor drains, because as you know, everything in the brewery is drained through the floor, through the trenches. Yeah. Installing all the equipment, all the electrical lines, all the plumbing. There's all the work, but then there's also the fact that along the way you need to be inspected and have there's various checkpoints by New York City that you've got to pass, and those will delay the process considerably. But aside from that, it went pretty smoothly, and we just opened up December 8th, so you can do the math as to how long that took. Behind here we have both a hot liquor tank and cold liquor tank because we do a lot of lagers. So to get the wort down to lager pitching temp, we need a cold liquor tank. It chills it right down to 48 degrees, whatever I want. Come on in. We're getting ready to keg some beer today, so this is why all this stuff is out. Cellar floor, those are our fermenters back there. Lagering tanks, and 2 bright tanks. And that's our filter. And that's our workbench. This is kind of like our clubhouse. So not everyone's admitted into the clubhouse. One of the reasons we wound up here in Astoria, and especially this location, is that I always wanted the brewery to be part of the community. I really wanted to encourage people to visit, for us to have a direct dialogue with all of our consumers. And it was hard to find a space because in New York City you've got to have, there are specific zones, and to open a brewery you've got to be in an area that's zoned for that type of industry. And most of the areas that are zoned for a brewery are not that desirable really to visit, and they're kind of grungy and a little ratty. So I didn't want that to be part of our experience. So it took me 6 months, but when I found this place, I knew immediately it was the right place. It's accessible to public transportation. It's in a nice, friendly neighborhood. Even though it's zoned for brewing and manufacture, it's fairly residential. We've got Steinway pianos right down the street. Talk about the absolute kings of craft industry. Those guys rule. I still pinch myself at this location. I love it.
So I guess before we get to the beers we have, the beautiful beers we have before us, I was a little impressed that when I looked online to see the size of your brew setup, and then you showed it to us here, that you started at over 20 barrels, because a lot of breweries, especially in this small of a space, will start with 10 barrels or even less. So can you just talk about some of the specs, what made you want to start with that size, and
yes,
whatever amount of fermenters you have now?
Right. We've got a 30-barrel brew house, and we've got a number of 60-barrel fermenters, and a couple of 30-barrel as well for smaller batches. But one of the defining elements of our brand that I always want to and will maintain is that we are an absolute local product. We are not brewed out of state, we're not brewed upstate, we are brewed 100% on premises.
So what is this Pilsner that I have before me?
Okay, well that's our 1933. It's named for our address, which is 1933. 1933 is also the year Prohibition ended. And also, we're the first microbrewery currently operating in Queens, which I'm still pinching myself over. It's amazing we're the first. The fact that all those moons aligned, we named it that way.
All right, what's some of the specs of the recipe like that makes it uniquely your Pilsner?
But I will say that the malt bill is unique. The hops that we use are pretty traditional, but we use a mix of German and Czech hops. And it's, to me, I would describe it as a cross between a German and a Czech Pilsner.
Right. It has that very bright Saz lemongrass aroma.
Yeah, it does. Well,
Taste
cheers.
it. Cheers. Could you just tell us a little bit about this beer that we're about to imbibe?
Yes, it's a lager. It's dark. I guess its origins are Schwarzbier. But again, anything that we brew, we're gonna play with and get creative and nutty and whatever. Because there's no reason just putting out another straight Schwarzbier. There are good ones out there already, so we deviated from that. It's hot. You'll note it's hoppier than a classic Schwarzbier. It's got a little bit more malt.
Brewer at Singlecut Beersmiths. The reception has been excellent, especially among people in Queens. People have been looking for a brewery in Queens for a long time, especially in Astoria. So we've got a lot of people come out and come out a couple times. We've only been open a week and a half, but it's been fantastic, and it's been great that people are looking to try our new beers as well.
Hey, my name is Mark, and I am the sales guy here for Singlecut. We have launched our beer a week and a half ago, and everything has been going great. We've had a huge response in Astoria and Long Island City, everybody in Queens, really anticipating this and really excited for this opening. We are in a few bars in Brooklyn and Manhattan as well, so we're getting the name out there, and so far, so good. You know, we got 2 beers on the street, and we got 2 more coming up next week, so we're just really excited to share with you guys what we do here at Singlecut Beersmiths.
I guess now that you've been able to see your initial reception of your beers in New York City, over the past 2 weeks with like the focus groups, and now you've slowly started to distribute to bars. What are the future plans? I mean, usually I ask that question to brewers who have been around for a while and you've seen their success, and you say, now what's next? Because
Right.
you always have to keep yourself interesting because there's so much beer out there nowadays.
Yes.
So now that you've gotten to a start, like, how do you see yourself going in the next few months?
We're going to continue to roll out many of the recipes that I've cultivated. They're going to be very hop driven. That's my thing. But they're all going to have a very unique profile and taste, because there's a lot of beer out there. And what's the point of just rolling out another Cascade, Pale Ale, or whatever? I mean, I don't think there's any point whatsoever. It's been done, it's out there. So any beer that we introduce, we like to think will have a unique flavor, and that's what the future brings. We're going to do some Belgians, Wood H beer, of course, lots of IPAs, lots of lagers.
All right, sounds great. So I guess I'll wish you guys good luck. It's
Barry.
great to be here. With the being in this role of a blogger. I like to try to promote the New York craft beer scene. So
Yay.
I'm glad to welcome you in Singlecut Beersmiths into the craft beer market in New York City and America, obviously, the American craft beer scene.
Thanks very much.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, Barry.
Na na na, na na na.